This first question is just to build a simple entry signal that I can use in, that I need to work with in tomorrow's Blackbird workshop, right? So the signal is going to be very simple. It's going to be a counter trend signal based on the RSI, right? So when the RSI goes deeply oversold, right, we'll generate a long signal here. And because this is on a Renko bar here, so I have the backtest Renko. So because we're on a Renko bar, you can see, right, it makes these sharp reversal points on the RSI. So this is going to make my job really easy. I'm just going to use a inflection solver. You know, you can think of an inflection solver basically as a reversal solver. You know, when it comes to charting, you know, an inflection is basically a change, you know, a reversal, right? From going down to going up, or from going up to going down, right? That's all, you know, it's the only direction you can change on a chart is up to down or down to up. Again, when the RSI goes oversold, I'll generate a long signal. And then let's see back here. Yeah, here we go. And so if the RSI goes overbought, then I'll generate a short signal like so. All right, so this would be pretty simple and quick to do. And then after that, I'll be looking to the Q&A to see if you guys have some questions for me for Blackbird. I mean, sorry, for BloodHound. All right. So to get us started, all right, we got BloodHound open. And first thing we want to do is put in a file name there. So it's hit the change button. All right, and the 10th, here we go. Now I'm going to switch over to the logic tab and start a new logic template. All right, so CT for counter trend oversold / overbought signal. So as mentioned, you know, because, you know, originally I was thinking of doing what's typically referred to as a double cross signal. This is the double cross is commonly used with the stochastics, and so the double cross is usually when the oscillator crosses out of the oversold area, or crosses out of the overbought, you know. But as mentioned, since we have these sharp reversal points because we're on a Renko bar here, I'm going to do this a little differently this time. And instead of using a crossover solver, I'm going to use a inflection solver, right? Or that basically a reversal point solver. So let me connect that in there. And let's name this solver. All right, so it's a RSI inflection. And then we'll change the indicator here. Switch that out to the RSI. All right, there's the RSI. And I'm just using the default settings for the RSI. Right, so there we go. There's all of those reversal points. And so next, right, I only want the reversal points when the RSI is oversold, or, you know, yeah, like right there, overbought, right? So I need to make sure that the RSI is either below 30 or, let's see, above 70, right? So to do that, I need the threshold solver, right? Oops, hold on. Let me do that. Sorry, on the logic tab here. So let me go to the logic tab. So from the solver nodes, let me drop down to the threshold solver right there. Put that on there. All right. So I want to know when the RSI is above 70, or when the RSI is below 30. Now I want a nice clean kind of output signal, right? A digital instead of a fuzzy logic, or analog signal. So to generate a clean digital type of output, you put the value in there twice that you're looking for. So I put 70 in twice and put 30 in twice. And the way the threshold solver works right now is the values need to be in descending order, right? So the highest number or the highest threshold level on top, the lowest on the bottom. And so C, so for threshold C, we want a number in the middle right there, right? So I'm going to put 50, right? So 50 is right in the middle there. So there we go. So I have my threshold levels in descending order now. And all right, so let's double check, what type of output we're looking for. So if the RSI goes above 70, well, that's where we're going to generate a short signal, right? Above 70, a short signal. So for the short output, if the indicator, right, is greater than 70, we want a short output. So we're going to turn that on there. And let's see. Oh, oops. I did not change out my indicator yet. Sorry. All right, let's replace the SMA with the RSI, and then we'll get the results expected. There's the RSI. All right, and I want to use the RSI plot, so that's already selected for us. And there we go. All right, so there. So now when the RSI goes overbought, right, we're getting a short output. And so now we need to generate a short output when the RSI goes oversold, like right there. So we want a long output when the indicator is less than 30. All right, there we go. So whenever that RSI goes oversold, there's our long output. And so the last step is just simply to join, right, these two solvers together using a AND node. And there we have it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you might have noticed that we are missing a signal there, and we're missing, right, 3 signals over here. So why would that be? Well, let's take a look at our inflection signals here. Let's take a look at those. So let's see, let's put a little dot on the indicator right there, right? So we can see the RSI is actually above 30 right there, right? So, by the time the indicator, reverses direction, well, the indicator is above 30, right? It's outside of that oversold area there, right? So now, so if we take a look at our threshold solver here, right? Well, we're only getting a long output when the indicator is actually below 30. But by the time the indicator changes directions, right, reverses directions or inflects, right, that indicator is outside or above that 30 level, right? So the signals don't actually agree, right? And we can see, right, I've got the arrow on the bar for the inflection solver, right? Let's connect that in there. There, right? So there's where the inflection signal is. And this is where the threshold level outputs are, right? So they don't match. So that's why we're not getting a signal there. So here, let me also, before I get going too far, name this solver here. So what we need to do is get these two outputs on the same bar. And the way we can do that in this situation is I can simply displace the RSI indicator. So let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. So in our threshold solver, because our input is an indicator, I have a displacement available to me. And so what does NinjaTrader's displacement do? Well, it shifts the indicator forward 1 bar, right? It shifts the indicator forward. So what that does in BloodHound is that shifts your signals or your output forward 1 bar. So if I type in 1 there, put a displacement of 1 in, right? You notice how all 3 outputs shifted forward 1 bar. So that may set the displacement back to 0. And there we go. The outputs just shifted back, right? So we can see the indicator is below 30 here on all 3 bars. And let's do that one more time. There we go. So now I took my output and shifted them forward 3 bars. And so now we can see, right, the output from the threshold solver, right, there is an output on the inflection bar as well. All right, so there we go. So now if I take a look at the AND node there, and there is our missing signals. There's another one, and here's the other ones. So there we go. Pretty simple and pretty straightforward there. All right. So for this RSI question, can I try using a oversold value of 10 or an overbought value of 90? So yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple, so if you want to modify, the oversold or overbought values, right, that's just a matter of changing your threshold levels there, right? So we could just put in 90 in there and 90 in there, and then put 10 and 10. So yeah, it's just as simple as that. If you want to really look for those extreme overbought, oversold values there. So let's see here. Let's see if we're left with any signals. Yeah, there we go. So we got one short. It sure does eliminate a lot of signals if you adjust those oversold, overbought values there. Yeah. So yeah, so there you go. Just adjust your thresholds level there to whatever you're looking for. If you have other ideas for this. So, but for tomorrow's workshop question here, I'm just gonna put this back to 70 and 30. That way I have more signals to work with.